The latest episode of WWE Monday Night RAW kicked off with an electric atmosphere that immediately set the tone for the rest of the night. Fans inside the arena were buzzing with anticipation, and it didn't take long for the energy to explode into pure chaos. As the cameras focused on the entrance ramp, the crowd erupted when the unmistakable music of CM Punk hit. Just seconds later, the arrival of Seth, Freakin, Rollins guaranteed that the opening segment would turn into one of the most talked about moments of the year. This confrontation wasn't just a heated exchange between two of WWE's top stars, it was a continuation of a deeply personal rivalry that has been simmering for months. From insults and grudges to broken trust and unresolved history, Punk and Rollins once again proved why their storyline has captured the attention of wrestling fans worldwide. The return of CM Punk sparks tension. Since his dramatic return to WWE after nearly a decade away, CM Punk has been the center of attention. Every time he appears on television, the audience reaction is deafening, and Monday night was no exception. Dressed in his signature hoodie with a trademark smirk on his face, Punk stepped into the ring as fans chanted, "CM Punk. CM Punk." Taking the microphone, Punk didn't waste any time addressing the controversy that has surrounded him since coming back. He spoke about unfinished business, about proving he is still the best in the world, and about how certain people in WWE are uncomfortable with his presence. His words were laced with sarcasm and confidence, but the tone shifted quickly when he brought up one specific name, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins interrupts the party. Before Punk could continue, the familiar theme of Seth Rollins blasted through the arena speakers. Wearing his flamboyant, brightly colored ring gear and walking with the swagger that only Rollins can bring, he was greeted by a mixed reaction, cheers from his loyal fans and boos from Punk supporters. Rollins didn't even let Punk finish his thoughts. Grabbing a microphone, the self-proclaimed visionary immediately went on the offensive. He reminded Punk that WWE had thrived in his absence, and that Rollins himself had carried the company through eras of change and uncertainty. He accused Punk of being selfish, unreliable, and someone who always walks away when things don't go his way. The tension between the two was so thick that every word felt like a dagger. Personal barbs and heated words. As the war of words intensified, the exchange turned deeply personal. Punk mocked Rollins' nickname, calling him Seth Freakin Rollins because that's the only thing people remember about you. Rollins fired back by labeling Punk as a part-timer living off his past, and warned that if Punk thought he could walk back into WWE and take the spotlight, he was in for a rude awakening. At one point, Rollins even referenced Punk's rocky history with former companies, claiming that every locker room you've ever been in eventually turned against you. The crowd gasped at the line, fully aware of how real those comments felt. Punk responded with a cold smile, stating, "Greater than, I've been hated before, and I've been loved before. But one thing's for sure, nobody ignores me. And you, Seth, are terrified that people care more about me on my first night back than they do about you after 10 years. The audience roared in approval, further fueling the fire. The confrontation escalates. It didn't take long for the verbal battle to escalate into physicality. Rollins dropped the mic first, charging toward Punk, who braced himself for a fight. The two collided in the middle of the ring, exchanging wild punches as referees and officials rushed down to separate them. Fans inside the arena were on their feet, screaming and chanting as the chaos unfolded. For a moment, it looked like Punk had gained the upper hand, shoving Rollins back into the corner. But Rollins retaliated with a knee strike that nearly floored Punk. The scuffle spilled out of the ring, where security barely managed to hold the two apart. Chants of, "Let them fight," echoed throughout the arena, capturing just how invested the crowd was in this feud. Symbolism and storytelling. This wasn't just another fight, it was layered storytelling at its finest. WWE deliberately opened Raw with this confrontation because it symbolizes the clash of eras. Punk, the rebellious voice of a generation, versus Rollins, the modern-day workhorse and self-proclaimed standard-bearer of WWE. The segment highlighted the difference in philosophy between the two. Punk fights for respect and legacy. Rollins fights for dominance and validation as the face of WWE's present and future. It is this clash of ideals that makes their rivalry feel bigger than just wins and losses. It feels like a battle for the soul of WWE itself. Crowd reactions prove the feud is red hot. One of the most telling signs of the success of this confrontation was the live audience reaction. Every insult, every punch, every stare-down drew loud responses. Social media exploded almost instantly, with clips of the segment trending across platforms. Fans debated who came out looking stronger, who had the better lines, and whether this was a preview of an inevitable pay-per-view showdown. Many noted that this segment brought back memories of Punk's infamous pipe bomb promos, while others praised Rollins for standing his ground and not letting Punk overshadow him. What's next for CM Punk and Seth Rollins? While WWE officials eventually separated the two men, the damage, and the excitement, was already done. The seeds have been planted for a potential blockbuster match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, possibly at an upcoming premium live event. The storyline possibilities are endless. Could Punk target Rollins' championship as his ticket to reclaiming glory? Will Rollins push for a match to prove he is the true face of WWE? Or will their conflict spiral out of control and drag in other superstars who want a piece of the spotlight? No matter the direction, one thing is certain: this feud is far from over. Conclusion. A statement-making opening. The chaotic confrontation between CM Punk and Seth Rollins wasn't just an opening segment, it was a statement of intent from WWE. It proved that Raw can still deliver shocking, must-see television moments that hook fans from the very start. In one segment, WWE managed to reignite a legendary rivalry, showcase two of the best talkers and performers in the business, leave fans desperate for more. The night may have featured multiple matches and storylines, but it's the fiery clash between Punk and Rollins that will be remembered long after the cameras stopped rolling.